This is Comet Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Yo, Jason Glick.
Yeah. All right. So I briefly mentioned in the last podcast that I'd get you around talking about more Warren Ellis stuff, but basically the theme of this podcast is going to be interesting failures. Yeah. So Ellis is probably going to want to kick my ass after hearing this. Okay. But basically, this revolves around two series that I've wanted to write up in full form from one of my blog odd week blog posts for the site, but just haven't gotten around to finding the time yet. So I figured, hey, you know what? I'll just make a podcast about it. Dang. Yeah. So to start things off with Astonishing X-Men Volume 5, which, as you might have guessed, isn't by Joss Whedon and John Cassaday, because they concluded their story with Volume 5. With Volume 4, Volume 5 picks up with new creators, Warren Ellis and Simone Bianchi. Right. Now Ellis, he's a talented writer, and I'll pretty much just about anything that his name is on, and seeing him tackle the X-Men, yeah, that's a certain amount of appeal in itself, because even though he says he's writing superheroes isn't his priority, he still knows how to do them very well, and he's got a great handle on the astonishing cast, with which consists of Wolverine, Cyclops, Emma Frost, Beast, Hisako, who's got the psychic armor, and new member Storm, because I figured while she's been married to the Black Panther for a while now, it's I figure Ellis said, hey, I want to write Storm for Astonishing X-Men now, and Marvel editorial said, yeah, okay, sure. And it's good seeing her here, because she talks about how I'm queen in the country of Wakanda. I have to go to this guy on the mountain if I want to have an argument with someone who disagrees with me. And she says, oh, it's great hanging out with you guys again. You'll fight with me at the drop of a hat. And the story starts off with a mysterious murder in San Francisco, and the X-Men going over to Sri Lanka to find this person who's setting up what's called a ghost box, a portal between realities. And apparently, as we're told by Ellis, the stress of transporting between realities using these devices creates a broken world, and apparently the people who are on the other side of these boxes are trying to invade this world in order to take it over and use it for themselves. Now, the rest of the volume consists of the X-Men trying to find out more about what the origin of the ghost boxes is, who's using them, which leads them to this unscannable place in China, which eventually leads them to the fact that someone is creating new mutants, which shouldn't be possible, because after the events of M-Day, and again the X-Men continuity here, no new mutants should be able to be created due to the Scarlet Witch's proclamation of no more mutants. Then we eventually find out that, hey, these crazy ass mutants have been created by Forge. Now Forge, those of you who don't know, is a mutant who's got the power to see how machinery is created. And as such, she's a great inventor. He can understand just the inner workings of just about any mechanical object. Now, Forge has been around for a while, and he's been a pretty stable kind of character. It's he's also, granted, he's got one of those these powers that is kind of ill defined, that you can just use, that you can talk about in any way. And apparently that's what Ellis has done here. He's apparently told us that Forge has gone insane from understanding that, hey, sorry, let me back up a second, because I had to go back to more X-Men continuity, because in the Messiah Conflict crossover, we found out that there were some other alternate futures that had popped up after, that involved mutants after the events of M-Day. Apparently Forge foresaw invasions from these other realities in order to take over ours, now that mutants have been depowered. Apparently he's been creating other freakish mutants in order to save us from them. And that's pretty much it. It's basically boils down to the X-Men fighting against Forge's mutant army, and then eventually like saving things by the Beast calling in a favor from Sword, Sentient Worlds Observation Division, to just fry Forge's stronghold from orbit. Now, I'll say this isn't exactly a bad volume, but it's like that's because I like Ellis, I like X-Men, I can getting some entertainment from seeing him work with the characters here. He's got a great handle on them, but it just doesn't quite hold together, mainly because Ellis revolves around a lot of telling and not showing. Like, we're told about what these other mutants from other realities are trying to do. We're told about why Forge went insane rather than actually shown any of this stuff. And the problem is like the story is just too decompressed. Like, it's like we spend a lot of time like hearing people talk about this stuff, and while Ellis writes entertaining dialogue, it's not doesn't actually like focus on a whole lot of like stuff at hand. Like all of this stuff, I feel he could just could tighten things up and just done a lot of the showing rather than the telling of the stuff that he's depicting here. And the irony is that even though it's like it goes on for a lot of time about just like these other mutants invading us from an alternate reality. That's like a great long form story. Like, I would have liked to see a lot of like this storyline gone over a lot of volumes, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get that. Well, I mean, we could see what's going to happen in the next volume, but from what I understand, that involves dead mutants being remade into war machines. But with this, it's just kind of like, yeah, we got the story. It's like it's slow action, slow like climax. Oh, we're done. Like, on to the next one. So I just wish we could have gotten, I don't know, it's like it needed better pacing for that. It needed a stronger editorial hand, just like step in. And I know Ellis is a very scary person as far as the right in real life, and I just wish someone had just gone in and told him, like, it's like Warren, you need to like tighten things up, and increase, put more story in these things. And like, even if it meant the loss of one of their limbs and all, but overall, it's like, it's not a bad story, but it's not something I would recommend Joss Whedon and John Cassaday's previous Astonishing X-Men volumes to anyone who really isn't interested in the X-Men mythos. This one I could only recommend to the hardcore X-Men fans or Ellis completists like myself. That being said, Ellis's other stories in this arc, which 4 short 8-page stories, part of the Ghost Box, that are marketed style of Ghost Boxes, that were originally published as two issues for $4 each, which got a lot of flack for being four issues, like $8 for 32 pages of story. Yeah, it's like that's a pain in the ass to buy, and I realize that's probably the main reason this volume costs $25, without going through the Amazon discount. But these are actually pretty interesting stories, because Ellis knows how to write. Ellis actually does compact a lot of story into these 8 pages that he's given for these stories that show the X-Men just failing badly to stop the startup of the Ghost Box in Sri Lanka. An alternate story with the X-Men in a steampunk era London, and also one where Cyclops fails to save everyone, and then winds up trying to commit suicide by severing his head using his optic beams. And the best one, which even though these stories are very depressing, they're still quite entertaining. That shows Hisako leading a badly broken Wolverine and Beast to this one place that is supposed to save them, save the Earth from save them from the impending interdimensional mutant assault, but winds up only just being a bad place for everyone involved. And it's good stuff, but still not quite enough to recommend the entire volume. Still, still, it's like, hey, because I like Ellis, I'm willing to give the next volume, which is going to be 5 issues, and feature art from Phil Jimenez. a chance. But it's like overall, it's like just like I said, if you're an Ellis completist like me, or you really really like X-Men, that's about all I can recommend this series for. The next series is one that that recently concluded last year, called Astral Project. It's a manga by writing a Marginal and an artist named Suji Takea. Now, Marginal, you think that's a clever pen name, and you'd be right, because that's actually the alias, one of the alias for writer Garon Tsuchiya, who's best known for writing the manga Old Boy, which Park Chan-wook's excellent film is based off of. Mm-hmm. This story is basically the story of a guy named Masahiko who's got the day job of driving faded actresses and singers to their call girl jobs for the mob, and he finds out one day that his sister has died, and then they basically when he goes to pay his respects to her place, he winds up picking up this one CD that she was listening to, and finds out that that allows him to experience an out of body experience. Like, he allows him to leave his body while he listens to the CD, and just like explore the world, like as an astral projection. Hence the title. Now he subsequently finds out that other people are able to do this, including a homeless person named Zanpato, his daughter, who doesn't know that her father granted her the power to see the world as an astral project, and this projection of a failed character designer named Slimy-kun, and this other projection that he focused on while he bought this art book of Francis Bacon. It also talks to him as well. It's crazy stuff, and it's interesting because it's got the same slow burn style of storytelling that Tsuchiya did with Old Boy. But really reading this, it gets the feeling that he had a lot of ideas about like stuff like from astral projection to the idea of people being record audio hallucinations, like that kind of allow Masahiko to experience the world of the Astral Project, to American military industrial complex trying to create, like, use astral projection to spy on other people. It's like lots of these things, but you just get the feeling he wasn't able to actually put these things into any one story. So he just took all this other stuff and just put it all into one story for himself. Yeah, like I said, it's not exactly bad, but it's leads to some really wonky plot progression, because like you have the feeling that Tsuchiya is just going through a lot of this stuff in his head, because as Masaki is going through this stuff, like he'll have these people talking to him about one thing, then as soon as they're done talking to him, someone else will come right up to him and say, "Oh yeah, this is what's gonna happen now." It's a very mechanical plot projection. Like he's going from one thing right to the other, like solely based on the plot prediction, on the mechanics of the plot, rather than just like having feel natural, or like a natural development. It's interesting enough that I was like, I got the first 3 volumes as a birthday gift. I was interested enough to buy the 4th volume to see how things wrapped up. It doesn't quite hang together, because the ultimate resolution is basically Masahiko eventually reuniting with the spirit of his sister, who tells him, no, it's like astral projection really isn't, like, you don't really need this kind of stuff to enrich your life. You just need to learn to live your life like by yourself in your own way. And it's rather disappointing ending, mainly because the fact that it's predicated on a central irony of the storytelling, because the stuff that doesn't involve like Masahiko's Astral Project adventures are actually really interesting. Like, I like hearing about his story, his experiences as a chauffeur to faded actresses and singers who now work as call girls. I like hearing about it's interesting to hear about the adventures of his pseudo girlfriend, Zanpato's daughter, who is living on the fringes of society, working 3 jobs in order to keep herself, keep yourself above water. Even though her mother is like a complete drunk who doesn't know how to live without her care, and she's just living herself, like in manga cafes, just paying $7.50 a night for a place to stay. And Zapato, who's just like a homeless guy who ran out on his daughter years ago, how he eventually realizes that, I want to make something in my life. I want to do something. And eventually gets muscle. He go to ask his Yakuza bosses for a job. Basically posing as a respected college professor, swindling other people of their savings. And that stuff is really interesting. I'd like to hear more of this, but that's not the focus of things. The other problem is that artist Suji Takeya, he's competent on the storytelling process, but he's really, a lot of times he's shifting his style like a whole lot throughout the series. I mean, you'll see it changes a lot between like the various chapters in the first volume, and he seems to have like a real predilection for showcasing really serious moments in shadow or really extreme cross-hatching. So it's kind of like, at first I thought, like, this reads like a first effort by an artist. Like, he's just trying to, like, make his name in the world. But then I realized that, I did some research and said, he's actually been doing this for a while. So I was kind of, so it's like, I just wish that we could have gotten, like, an artist with, like, a more confident approach to things. Like, especially, like, with his need to make Zanpato's daughter look really moe or cute, like in certain places as well, and it just doesn't have real consistent style throughout. So, and it's like it just also amazes me that this got a lot of nods over the years, like being one of the best seinen or young men's series available, and it's like I said, it's not that it's bad. I mean, it's got some nice parts to it, but it's it's like, I guess you can find it in the half off bins when you're going to a convention. Then it's probably worth checking out to see if it's your thing. But overall, it's like it's more different than good. So that's all I can say. That's all I can say about this series in the end. There's better. CMX has done better series, and there's better CNN series out there for you to look at as well. Okay, so that's it for now. And hey, maybe next time I'll actually start talking about series that are releasing this brand new decade of 2010. So all right. So we'll see how this goes then.
All right. See you next time.
Laters.
Later.